Hello from Denver, Colorado, USA, where I've been part of Optica Quantum 2.0. Of course, there were amazing plenaries, including the 3 current Nobel Prize winners of physics and many breakout sessions. But one of my favorite bits is to wander the exhibition floor. It's fascinating to find familiar names in photonics exploring the world of quantum. Here is a good example. We are at Optica Quantum 2.0 in Denver, Colorado, and I'm at the Hamamatsu booth, here with Klea. Klea, what is the main takeaway from Optica Quantum 2.0 for Hamamatsu so far?
Oh, it's been great. I think one of the interesting takeaways and one that surprised me the most was a lot of biologists are here. So there's definitely been a lot of attention to quantum-inspired imaging, and that's been really great because you see this beautiful overlap between fluorescence and quantum, and a lot of the needs are quite similar: fast readout, high quantum efficiency. So that's been really amazing, and seeing how can we image biological samples better.
What problems are you solving for the quantum technologies?
So I think what we're trying to solve is to help you make better imagers. So again, we're really trying to expand on SPAD arrays, as well as now we have a large field of view where you can now photon number resolve with our new QCMOS Orca Quest camera. So I think we're still trying to go faster, and again, we're trying to reduce that latency from the minute the photon is detected to the minute that you can use it for your application. So still a very rapidly developing field, but we have a few options that we've started out with to address that problem.
At the Optica and User workshop yesterday, there were quite a lot of unmet needs when it came to detectors. They were looking for very low to non-dark current, very low jitter. What is your main takeaway there? Is that an engineering challenge now, or are they asking for things that are maybe not possible?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, definitely you want to consider deployability, and so definitely for room temperature detectors, it's a challenge. But I think it's something that Hamamatsu does care about. Again, I think we were talking about jitter yesterday. PET is one of the applications that we focus a lot about, and they need low jitter. So we're definitely motivated to push it in other applications. But it's very cool to see that very nice overlap. That there's a lot of other applications that may care about the same thing. So it motivates us to kind of craft our development or roadmap to really accommodate a wide number of applications and innovations.
For many years, you have been leading the market when it came to SPADs, to single photon avalanche detectors for LiDAR applications. But now you're getting a pull from the quantum as well, correct?
Yeah, that's been really cool. I mean, that's exactly why our SPAD arrays were developed, were for LiDAR, and we're working on an in-gas SPAD for LiDAR, but again, people are really interested in moving into telecom, and that was another big takeaway, was a lot of people were looking for a very good need of in-gas SPADs, or really just any photon detector that works at telecom.
Klea, it was great to have you here at the Optica Quantum 2.0. One take! Wow! Stephanie Fullerton, you're a biologist. What is a biologist doing at Optica Quantum 2.0?
I think what we're seeing in all of biological sciences is we're seeing a lot of crossover of physics into biology. We saw this a while ago when we had biophysicists doing advanced imaging with super resolution and light sheet. And now we're even seeing, like today we had a customer come by and he needs to manipulate his source to be able to actually time extend his fluorescence lifetime imaging, which was absolutely fascinating. And so this merging of physics, including quantum with biology, is very interesting. And as a biologist, I've been with Hamamatsu for a long time. I've often described my work as a translator, so translating biology for engineers and engineering to biology. And so now I have to learn a little bit about quantum so that I can speak that language as well. And thankfully I have really great colleagues to help me learn as well.
The field of quantum biology actually is booming right now. What is the role that Hamamatsu could play? What problem could you solve for quantum biologists?
Oh gosh. So I'm only just learning about quantum biology, right? And I think most of quantum biology right now is about the source, not so much about the detection. And so I think we're still kind of working on where our sources fit in that industry. And I think what we will do is continue to monitor what people are doing, and if there's anything that we can do on the detector side as well. Certainly we have our Quest camera, which is being used in quantum computing in a variety of different situations. So maybe there'll be something in the detection side that we can also bring to the table as well. But we'll be certainly looking at it. I'm fascinated by it.
For many years, you have been leading the market on making the SPAD cameras for high-end microscopy.
Yes.
How do you see, out of quantum now, how do you see that market evolving? What is the next stage in next generation microscopy cameras?
There's always a trade-off, right? People want to go fast and they want a large field of view. And I still think there's room for growth in speed. I think there are real advancements coming in genetically encoded voltage-sensitive dyes. And so basically being able to measure action potentials with light rather than with like electrochemistry. So I think that's going to be a really big deal. And then we see a ton of interest in light sheet, in all aspects of light sheet. And so I think 3D imaging is going to be a really big deal. I think we're going to be able to see a lot more stuff in 3D and live cell. So that's what I would say.
Well, the good thing of talking to Hamamatsu is you're active in many different fields with many different technologies, but I'm particularly a big fan of your quantum cascade lasers.
Okay.
When it comes to the medical and biophotonics market, have you seen new applications, new particular needs for the mid-infrared light sources?
Oh, that is a really good question. I think certainly I can't speak directly to inquiries on those products. It's not something that I handle directly. But what I can say is I see increasing interest in using infrared light for looking deeper and deeper into tissue and learning and then also algorithms applied to be able to get rid of the scattering of the light in the tissue. So I do see that a lot in biology.
Ultra-fast diagnosis of a skin disease and being able to perhaps soon with a mobile phone or with a wearable device being able to detect if something is going on.
Yeah. And more in the brain and deeper layers of the brain and things like that. Just understanding like what the brain is doing in different locations and the connections as well.
In the biophotonics market, we normally have a very long time to market from research to clinical trials.
Yes.
Do you see this changing a bit now that the components on the photonic side are becoming more mature?
Well, it depends on if you're talking like market to sort of academia, where there's a lot of early adopters and they'll take it on and they'll like do the experiments to kind of validate it. But if you're talking about true clinical with FDA clearance, that still is really tricky. And we recently navigated that for our nanozoomer system and using a slide scanner for clinical diagnostic, and that's a challenge. But I hope that it continues to grow because there's so much opportunity, right?
Can Hamamatsu also help or train your customers to facilitate or accelerate the approval process?
That's an interesting question. I've never thought about that. We're still learning how to get through clearance ourselves.
You're really a natural. I could talk to you for hours, but that was really fascinating. And there's more to take away in a future report from Denver. And now time to pack the luggage for the next trip. And this is a big one. The most important event of the year for anybody in the photonic industry is Laser World of Photonics Munich. See you in Bavaria.